Alright, hello folks, and welcome to the 300 subscriber special. A little late, but necessary. And I'm Comic Cat here with
Atheist Cat 2004.
my feline compatriot. Just in case any of you don't know, Atheist Cat also does Let's Plays. He actually has this really nice one of StarCraft 2 that sadly probably got drowned out by the fact that Joseph V. Stalin did one. I mean, if Joseph V. Stalin does any of your games, your Let's Plays pretty much get
Oh,
crushed. They get buried to like page 56 of the search engine. Not even funny.
yeah, I know. I've looked and I'm not even on page 21.
Yeah, no. Same thing with me. I actually, last week, I ended up searching for some of my Let's Plays, even for World of Tanks. I'm literally the only person doing that game, and I have more World of Tanks videos than anyone else on YouTube on my account. And
Yeah,
I'm on page 3 for that, if you search World of Tanks. Uh,
yeah, I've
it's...
seen that. I
Eh,
actually, when you mentioned that, I actually checked. I was like, well, I'll be damned.
Yeah, it's pretty funny how YouTube search works. Anyways,
Yeah.
wanna start off with the questions? Just work your way up from the oldest ones.
All right, sure. Guess this one is from. Well, probably shouldn't use his real name.
Yeah, no, don't bother with the names. Just ask the questions.
Yeah. Uh, why is Crazy Geek crazy?
Um, I would assume it's a distinct combination of large amounts of medication being dropped on his head as a child, and genetics. Also, I'd say bad sperm. Those usually do it.
um, would you ever play Prototype or Dungeons and Dragons online?
Funny story actually. I have played Dungeons and Dragons online. I was in the beta test for that game, and more recently I played it just as a free to play thing. So I might consider it. My FPS in the game I think is good enough to record. However, I'm not really any good at it. I never really played the traditional Dungeons and Dragons by the rules. My friends and I, when we did play quote-unquote Dungeons and Dragons, we did it without any of the rule books, without character sheets or anything. It would just be a completely verbal game that we'd play while like on a bus or driving in a car or something like that. It was actually, in my opinion, a lot more interesting than the tabletop game simply because it had no rules and things could
Yeah.
come from just anywhere. Like for example, there were random times when I would just feel like killing everybody off, so that's what would happen, and then they would respawn in an alternate dimension. Yeah, Prototype also played that game. It was, in my opinion, halfway decent. However, once you got the whip arm, there's no point to use anything else. The whip arm was just ridiculously powerful. Uh, there's no real point to it being open world either. There wasn't really that much stuff you could do. You could fuck with the military in the open
Yeah.
world segment, but that's about it. I mean, just
Yeah, there's
not.
a point in the open world game where it kind of just like, okay.
Yeah, they just sort of tacked the sandbox on. They're like, okay, we're gonna make a story about an emo guy in a hoodie who can mutate his body parts. It'll be
Yeah.
sort of kind of cool, sort of like Stalker to the extreme, because that game's all about people in hoodies. And then just let's just add a sandbox, because that's where things are at. It's popular. It's just like cover-based shooters. They're popular. Any
Yeah.
shooter that comes out now, they're just like, let's add some cover-based mechanic to it. It doesn't matter if it's horribly broken. We still want to put it in there. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Just Cause 2. Let's throw super secret Latino agent man into some Pacific nation and, let's shit go crazy.
No, my favorite part of that game was seriously the freaking hook. You'd be falling straight to the ground, and you could hook yourself, thereby giving yourself acceleration towards the ground and come out with no fall damage.
There was a dude who actually did that. It's like, oh, what seems to be a little bit less dangerous than falling at terminal velocity? Accelerating at terminal velocity into the ground and landing.
Yeah, little known fact, you actually break physics when you do that.
Hmm.
That acceleration over terminal velocity isn't supposed to happen, so the server just bugs out and lets you live.
Yeah, it's dividing by zero.
Yeah. Basically, division by zero in the Matrix. So I think that answered that question in a rather
All right.
roundabout sort of way.
Yeah. Um, do you has to AIDS?
Um,
The fuck?
I don't have the disease, and I'm not rich enough to afford to have aides that tell me to do stuff, so I would say probably not. Possibly.
Okay. uh,
uh,
do you like chicken?
Actually, yes, I do. I love chicken. There's this awesome food joint in my town called Chicken Joe's, and what they'll do is they'll give you this really nice sort of crispy chicken on the outside, and they'll throw it into one of those thermal bags with some fries and their special seasoning, and oh my god, so good, and it's like $6 too. Holy crap! If I had six
Nice.
bucks, like for if I ate there for every if I had $6 every meal, I'd eat there every meal, and then I'd be like a matzo ball, and I'd roll there and still eat there. Fucking love chicken.
Oh yeah, chicken's awesome. I can eat like, how was it? There's a place called Royal Fork, somewhere near, like maybe 4 miles away from my place, and it's just like you could get a plate full and freaking eat like 6 or 8 of these fist-sized wings and legs and shit, and I would do that all the time.
Dude, those are some mutated fucking chickens. I'm not.
Oh
I'm pretty
my
sure
god,
those are like fucking turkey wings, my dude.
probably, but
Yeah,
and
that ain't no chicken that I ever heard of. Fucking fist-sized chicken. Oh dear. What do
oh
they
yeah,
do with it?
this is
Uh,
America.
Everything grows big.
Everything's big. It's probably from Texas or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Texan chicken.
Okay, next one is hi, smiley face.
All right. 3.1418 some other numbers. Yeah, I probably got that wrong. It's like 3.1415. Oh dear. I'm gonna get flamed. I don't remember pi because, to be honest with you, I have a calculator with a pi key. That's all I need to know.
Damn right. There you go.
It's served me through AP Calculus BC. I think it'll do.
Yep. Technology's here to make us lazy. Might as well use it.
Yeah. No, I went to one of those when I was younger. I went to one of those like CTY nerd internment camps, and it was kind of cool. There was like a talent presentation or something. There were like people doing like Indian dancing and like I don't know like Super Dungeon and Dragons, Super Rubik's Cube Extreme. Anyways, there was this one guy who stood there and recited pi up to 1,000 places, supposedly. But after he got to about 50, the audience just started clapping and wouldn't stop until he left.
Nice. That's fucking skill.
Yeah. That's
Why can't any talent shows like over in my country be like, yeah, awesome when people are actually smart? You know, we have dogs skateboarding.
Yeah, no. The whole joke of this was that people
Yeah.
just didn't want to hear any more numbers, so they just
Yeah.
started clapping. And you're on stage, people start clapping and give you a standing ovation. What are you going to do? Keep going? No,
I
you
would.
really can't. It's like one of those like political loopholes.
Yeah. I don't know. I would.
Just to
Then
keep.
again, I have a very spiteful English sense of humor, so.
Yeah, that way.
And here's another question. Hey, I'm a fan. I'm just wondering, what is your favorite country, civilized or or uncivilized, in Victoria 2?
In Victoria too, I love France. There we
What's
are.
your
I play as France in the Let's Play, and all I do during the Let's Play and the about hour we take to actually launch the game, I don't know why it takes us an hour to launch the game, but I guess that's what happens when you get 5 men in a Skype. Um,
Ouch, bow wow?
yeah, no, but basically I spend the whole time yelling out French propaganda. Because, in my opinion, people hate on the French, mostly because of what happened in World War II, but I can't really blame them. I mean, the rest of the world was equally unprepared. It just so happened that France was conveniently there. And,
Yeah,
I mean,
inconveniently untended.
France was very, very good as far as warmongering goes. Up
Oh yeah.
until World War II, that was really the one point where they failed. And they didn't really fail for lack of technology. At the beginning of the war, the Samoa S-35 tank, actually available in World of Tanks. I just haven't purchased it because it's a premium tank, and it just so happens to suck because they decided to make all the premium tanks bad for some reason. But yeah, that's actually one of my favorite tanks of World War II. Uh, it's actually a really good tank, and its one downside is that you have one person as the tank commander, the guy aiming the gun, and the guy loading the gun. So basically, unless you have some sort of like steroid, methamphetamine kind of multitasker in there, it won't really work. But yeah,
Yeah.
I like the French.
Mm.
Unpopular opinion, but I like the French.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand why people hate on the French either. I mean, you know, that whole World War II thing. But I mean, dude, Charlemagne, Napoleon,
Yeah, no, they
you
had
know,
some real badasses all up in there.
and hell, I mean, even in World War II, they fucking held the line till the English left. I mean,
Yeah.
that takes balls. And plus, you know, the people who ran were the government, and
Oh, well,
you know,
to be perfectly honest with you, England would have been just completely ass-raped by Germany had it not had the fortune to be an island. So, by
hmm
a fate of just geographic luck, England happened to
happenstance.
survive World War II.
Yeah. Well, and also another thing about the French that I agree on is the resistance. Gotta hand it to those assholes.
Oh, yeah, dude. I
I
loved,
mean,
what was that game? Saboteur. Saboteur.
yeah.
That was an awesome open world game. Not because it did open worldness good, but just because it had a very, very nice aesthetic to it. It had a good feel. Like, when you liberated a region, it would turn from black and white to color. Plus, I really loved the cars in that game. They're so old school and so awesome because of it. Just like in Mafia 2, they're about the same era, so those pretty awesome
Yeah.
cars in there.
Mafia 2 was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It felt like an actual, you know, mob film.
Yeah, no. My LP of it sort of flopped, but then again, it was more of an experiment than an actual anything, so,
Yeah.
whatever.